Hi class! Today we are going to classify organisms. So we are going to take plants, animals, insects, and anything living that we can find in our backyard that is natural to that environment, and we are going to split them into groups based on common characteristics. The first thing you need to do is to choose an outside space. You're choosing a habitat. This can be your backyard, a nearby park, the St. John River bank, preferably somewhere that is close to home. Step 2, you're going to describe the characteristics of the habitat you chose. So you want to describe your backyard or the park or wherever you chose. So is it grassy? Is it rocky? Is it dry? Is it wet, sunny, shady? Are there a lot of people nearby? Are there a lot of trees? For my habitat, I chose the bank of the St. John River because it is very close to where I live. Step 3, you're going to find 10 organisms in this habitat. So an organism is a living thing that is made up of one or more cells and is able to carry on the activities of life, such as using energy, growing, and reproducing. So organisms can include plants, lichens, trees, insects, grass, animals, birds, etc. So long as it is a living thing that is natural to this environment, you can choose it as one of your 10. Do keep in mind that it has to be natural to the habitat. So if you're at the park, you can choose a squirrel, but you can't choose a dog because you brought it there. Step 4, you are going to draw the organisms you found. Include the name of the organism beside the drawing. So if I had found a squirrel at the park, I would draw a squirrel and I would include the name squirrel beside it. The 5th step is to classify the organisms. So you're going to split the organisms into groups based on common characteristics. You need to provide an explanation of why you group those things together though. For example, when I was looking at the bank of the St. John River, I found burdock plants, chickadees, a crow, some ducks, groundhogs, pine trees, a snail, a spider, a squirrel, and some white birch trees. I then classified the things I found into groups of my own choosing. So I chose to do a group of plants, which included the burdock plant, the pine tree, and the white birch tree. I chose to do a bug category with a snail and a spider. I chose to do an animal category with a squirrel and a groundhog. And I chose to do a bird category with a chickadee, crow, and duck. These were the categories I chose, but you can choose any that you want. Your next step is to provide an explanation for your groupings. For example, my plant category has all the things I found growing from the ground in it. Now that the video is over, you can go outside and get started.